like to be able to reach out, and grab that unchanging hand. It's something about it. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you know that you can rely on somebody that can do things. I'm talking about behind the scenes. Yeah. I'm talking about just rearrange everything. Man, it's so. It's a very unexplainable feeling. You know, it's just a certain type of security that you cannot get with people, with flesh and blood. You understand what I'm saying? But try the spirit by the spirit. You can't know unless you get yourself in the right state.
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into Jaja's mic, home of the world's toughest leaders. Today I got a special surprise, a phenomenal spirit, and an incredible soul by the name of Achilles. Yo, my leaders, I'm over here at the barbershop, over here on Springdale with your boy, Achilles. And my boy literally saw my beard. He literally walked me in and said, "Hey, yo, sit down, man." He said, "Sit down." And so I thought, I personally cut my hair myself, but after this, if you could just feel the smoothness he got to doing the beard too. Y'all, I'm feeling myself right now. I want to talk to you all about trust, like trusting God in this process. What does that look like? Because he has a testimonial to share that I do believe is truly going to help impact you. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to the one and only Achilles Hammond.
Like I was telling Ja, it's been my whole life, you know, that God building that trust in me in order to take me to new heights, new levels, consistently, like over time. And every time, like if I go back, like retrospect, it's 2020. If I go back even to childhood, not ever fitting into any type of organization or any type of social club that I was a part of, just always sticking out like a sore thumb. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's been a process of building that trust with God, because I never was like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, people could tell, I could tell, it was evident, you know, that the things that God placed in me were one of a kind. And so in my trust building journey, it's taught me that, you know, what's for you is for you, right? It doesn't matter what other people think that your path is. Like, it's up to you to trust God and to seek God for the answers. It's crazy that I met Mike, John, man by many names, but in this season, I feel like God is preparing me for even greater things than what I've experienced before. And the meeting of this young man is just a testament to that in and of itself, because he said he's attracted to leaders, right? And in that teaching me how to lead, God has taught me the whole time on how to take orders, right? Take orders not from people, but from the source. And when you get all your orders from God, then he'll order your steps.
That's good.
You understand what I'm saying? And he will lay things out, like the groundwork will be laid out before you, even before you even conceive the thought to move in that direction. He's already got it laid out for you. And so I know that sometimes in our fleshly nature that it's hard for us to seek God based off of our feelings, based off of our situations, based off of our experience and external forces. It's hard to even start to trust God, especially when people that say they are of God and move for God don't act like God. You know, it makes it even more difficult for us to navigate in this physical plane that we're experiencing. And so, but God always has shown me that He is the one that you should keep your eyes on at all times, right? I'm saying it's crazy because when you acknowledge God, people try to make you out to be crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff that we experience is haphazard and just a random anomaly, Big Bang theory, whatever you want to call it. It's orchestrated, it's constructed, it's written. I'm saying it's been carefully thought out and planned every detail about life by someone that loves you, someone that wants you to grow, someone that wants the best out of you, but you gotta want that for yourself. And in order for you to want that for yourself, you have to be transparent with yourself, and you have to go into a place that most people don't want to go to, a place of solitude, a place of I guess you could say reclusiveness, like where you take time where it's just you and God. See, we so caught up in being a part of something that we'll be a part of anything. You understand what I'm saying? But when you know who you are and when you know whose you are, you gotta move different. You can't be a part of anything. You can't accept anything. It's just a part of it, you know, and that's something that it took me a long time to accept, you know, but when I accepted that is when God moved me, I'm talking about miles away from home, like in a new area. And it's crazy because, like I said, when you're God's, like it's evident, you know, people don't know what it is. It's just something about them. I can't put my finger on it, you know. And so God will, I'm talking about, bless you in the midst of people trying to chop you up, people trying to find fallacies in your story, people trying to drag your name through the mud, making you look like you're somebody you're not. Like God can still elevate you if you trust the process. Every individual in the word that God used was a nobody.
Come on.
Until God used them. You understand what I'm saying? So allowing God to use you is one of the most, it's not one of the most, it's the ultimate thing that you can do in this life. Let God use you. I'm saying everything you want and you desire, He said He'll give you the desires of your heart if you follow Him. So it's like, what is all the other stuff for anyway? You understand what I'm saying? It's God is so good. That's as simple as I can put it. God is so good, and I implore everyone to give God a try, right? Stop putting your faith in yourself. Stop putting a faith in your relationships. Because when you put expectations and stipulations on people, you're going to always be let down. Yeah. Someone that has never, ever let me down is God. Every time I've turned away from God, God said, I never turned away from you. You turned away from me. And I'm so grateful for that. Like, to be able to reach out ooh, and grab that unchanging hand, it's something about it. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you know that you can rely on somebody that can do things, I'm talking about behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just rearrange everything. Man, it's so it's a very unexplainable feeling. You know, it's just a certain type of security that you cannot get with people, with flesh and blood. You understand what I'm saying? But try the spirit by the spirit. You can't know unless you get yourself in the right state, unless you get yourself in the right mindset. You never gonna be able to experience the much more than-ness of God. It's much more. Anytime you depend on and trust in God, it's gonna be much more than you ever fathomed. I never imagined myself where I am right now. All I did was when God said, when God whispered in my ear, go, I went. Yeah. And now I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm from a place of 40K to 2 million.
Sheesh.
I'm talking about that's a big difference.
It is.
That's a big difference. But I allow God to elevate me. The very week I came out here, secured a job in my profession. I didn't have to change professions. He told me before I left, everything that you need, you already have. I'm saying when you trust God, everything is already, I'm saying, already laid out. Already laid out. It's beautiful, man. I mean, that's really all I have. Like I wish, I hope, I pray that people really be about trusting God. Like, make that a lifestyle. That is a lifestyle. You have to be sold out for that process, because if you wait, the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you can't go back and forth between the world and God and your flesh and God, and you can't do that, because every time you do, it's gonna cause instability. Yeah. It's because you're not lining up with the path that God ordained and predestined you to go down. Now, I'm not saying that means that you're gonna be completely cut off, but why would you want to put more obstacles? Let's say you got a straight road here, and instead of you staying on that road, you like, oh man, those field of flowers over there, and you want to go all over there. And then you realize them poisonous flowers. All them flowers you over there touching on want to be all up under and caress and smell poisonous. Now you over there like, oh, my stomach hurt. What's going on with me? Got diarrhea. I'm saying all these side effects because you didn't stay on the path, right? Then over here you like, oh man, that's a beautiful body of water over there. Let me go see what that's looking like. Yeah. Get over there full of piranhas, eating you, biting on you, gnawing on you. But you like, it's so beautiful over here. I can't understand this. Why this happening to me? That ain't where God wants you at. That's not where you were ordained to be. So, you know, Jesus said something in the Bible. He said, they asked him, where were you? We couldn't find you. Where were you at? He was like, I was about my Father's business. Yeah, you got to be about God's business. Because your business really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. What you got in your mind that I need to do this and I need to do, it really doesn't matter. If it's not lined up with God's will for your life, you need an 80-60. Like, that's just what it boils down to. And, you know, a lot of people, man, it's crazy because they block their own blessings with their mindset and with their lack of trust and their lack of faith. And it's really sad, man. It's really sad. It really vexes me, like on a different level. Like it really has me feeling a certain level of sympathy and empathy for them, because, man, everything that you want is before you, and you looking everywhere but before you. Yeah. Like, you know? Yeah. And so Man, that's really the gist of it all, man. Just keeping your eyes. It say press toward the mark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of a higher calling, though. You know what I'm saying? A higher calling.
Yeah.
So you can't be low.
That's
You
good.
gotta look up.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Toward the hill from which cometh your help. Yeah, you gotta look up. Cause if you all down here with everybody else, man, you gonna get lost in the sauce, man. Like it's easy to get caught up in all the riffraff. I promise you, I compare it to this, man. A baby can do wrong. I'm saying, you tell a baby, don't touch that, what they gonna do? Did I tell you not to touch it? Then they go back. Yeah, wanna test the waters. You understand what I'm saying? But then when you test the waters, you gotta get chastised.
Yeah. That's good. That's a word.
I'm saying, and he chastised those he loved.
Yeah.
So if you constantly getting your butt whooped, that mean God love you. That's literally what it means.
Right.
Like he really loves you and he wants you to get it, but you act like you just can't get it. Like, get it the first time, so you don't have to keep repeating that butt whooping. You know what I'm saying? Man, I could go on and on. Really, I mean, to be honest, I could, but I mean, I think that's good, man.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
Close. How would you now challenge a leader to begin trusting God today? What can they begin doing practically?
Practically, increasing their prayer life. Like the best way to build trust and a relationship with God is through prayer, because any relationship you have is built off of communication, right? So
That's good.
if you've never communicated with your mom and dad, it's not gonna be a certain level of respect there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Regardless of whether they're your mom and dad, it's certain stuff you're gonna feel like you can't tell me, because you know the relationship is not there. But when you're talking to God on a regular and you come to understand and notice the difference between your thoughts and God's thoughts and what God is saying, then that's when you can really build that relationship and grow that trust. In my experience, that's what it has been like. Consistently talking to God. I talk to God daily. And so when I hear from God, I know it's God, because it doesn't line up with my thought processes. It's something completely different outside of myself. God is within us, don't get me wrong, but God is without us as well. Meaning, you know, God gonna be here, whether we here or not. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the best advice I can give. Consistently getting that word too. Talking to God and reading God's word is like that's like, man, that's a double whammy. Like it's gonna grow their relationship even faster, because God's word is life. It's living. You know, it's that living water. So once you drink from that well, though, then you can understand anytime that water touches you or comes into your presence, into your vicinity, you can tell. It's beautiful, man. I really do wish that for everybody, though, that they would do that. Take their time in life. People be in such a rush, you know. That's the problem. That's why it's hard for them to trust the process, because they want it right now. But sometimes the thing that God has for us, He has to remove some things and add some things to us in order for us to get it first. Yeah. But yeah, talk to God and read that word. That relationship it's gonna flourish. It's gonna develop so quickly, and you're gonna start hearing from God on a regular. You're gonna be like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, yeah. You at first, it's gonna feel like you crazy. It's gonna feel like you crazy, because it's like, damn. and he talking to me, you know what I'm saying? Who am I? But you his child.
Yeah.
So, but as long as you don't keep an open line of communication, it's not gonna grow. The line got to be both ways though. You know, it got to be both ways. A channel, an open channel at all times.
Give me your name.
Akili Hammond.